Hi, everybody. This is Nikki Reddington with Nikki's Network. I'm so excited. Thank you for joining us live here at the film festival. And I just love it when filmmakers, first of all, I love interviewing filmmakers, and I love it when they are on social media to make it all happen. Woo, boom, love it. Make sure everyone's included. That is so cool. Yeah.
You're cool.
Oh, well, and I got to meet you ladies last night on the red carpet, and I'm thrilled to be able to sit down with you. And anyway, thank you so much for joining us live today. And ladies, could you please introduce yourself and what is your role, please, in the film?
So my name is Pearl Gluck. I'm the director and the writer of the film.
My name is Barbara Freemon, and I play the social worker in the film.
All right. And your film is based on maybe a true story?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you give a little hint briefly about this story, what the film's about, just to give them an idea, because we want them to come and see it.
That's a really good idea. Okay, so the film is put together, it's a scripted film, but it's put together by a bunch of strings of true stories that were shared with me with truckers and survivors of trafficking. Barbara is one of the people that shared her story with me and then continued to inspire me. And then some of those truckers and survivors are in the film. One of them is a trucker that lives right here in Indianapolis, so he was there at opening night. So come back and see us on Monday night or Wednesday night at the festival, the turnout. And Barbara's still here, so she can tell you a little bit about her involvement in the film, but it's all set at a truck stop in West Virginia, and most of it is shot in Southern Ohio. Barbara lives in Columbus, Ohio, where I did most of the research. And it's a very, I believe, and I'd like to believe that it's a very powerful everyday hero story, so it gets people interested and involved and believing. We're basically trying to crash this myth that one person can't help this very big issue. You can, and this is how we watch how that goes down. So that's what the film's about.
Thank you, Pearl. Barbara, last night you were mentioning the significance about the truckers and the significant role that they can play in the sex trafficking issue. Can you touch on that, please, dear?
Well, seeing that I'm a survivor, 23 years of human trafficking, one of the things that is being done is that women, young girls are being sold at these truck stops, and some are going across state line and not making it back. And so now we're asking people to get educated and watch this film and learn signs to look for and in ways that they can help so people don't have to be enslaved in human trafficking, because that is one of the most dominant ways that girls are getting across state line is with these truckers.
That's scary.
Yeah, I mean, the other way that they get across state lines is by predators, and not the truckers aren't necessarily predators, but they are, there is a very lonely lifestyle, and we show this in the film. It's very hard to watch sometimes because you realize how lonely it really is. And so we're trying to target people who might be part of the demand side of the commercial sex business. And we're trying to get them to understand, without any judgment. I mean, I would love to end the demand, period, but that's me. On the other hand, if the demand is still there, please make sure that the person is there without being coerced. So the question really is, are you here on your own volition? And if they don't quite answer, all you need to ask is, do you need help? And then all that person needs to do is call the hotline, and no one's going to judge you for how you ended up in that situation. They don't send the police officers over. They send over trained advocates, which is what Barbara plays in the film. She plays a trained advocate. They come over, they don't arrest anybody, they just come and assess the situation, because people really need to understand that close to 90% of prostitution is actually trafficking. And I think once they start understanding that, you have really nice people who do hire. They might be lonely, there might be a need. I do understand that in some ways, and through the film we see that we understand that in some ways, but at least make sure you're not part of the sex trafficking ring by simply asking if that person needs help.
I love that. One cool thing, though, I heard that you said that truckers, a lot of them are playing an important role, like spotting them, the bad people. That's amazing, because that's what they're in it every day, and they can help be extra eyes and ears for that. Love it. So if somebody would like more information on your film, if they're out of state, out of the country, they cannot see at this film festival, obviously this is your Facebook page. How else can they get a hold of film, please?
Well, the number one thing you can do is follow us. If you're already on Facebook, follow us on Facebook at The Turnout Film. If you want more information about what Barbara's doing to help survivors of trafficking, it's the Freemon Project in Columbus, Ohio. And so following us is the number one way to be able to stay in touch. You can also just ask me, how do I get in touch with Barbara? And if you're interested as a trucker to become an activist, most of you out there are, there's an organization called Truckers Against Trafficking that helps a lot of truckers understand what they can do. And just anybody really, just go to the Polaris Network, or again, just write to me. And Nikki, I just want to thank you for making time on your Facebook Live to talk to us about it. It's a very tough subject. And you know, when people come to films, they just want to relax and watch it. You know, this film really is about hope, but we have to know what the problem is first before we can figure out ways to cut into it. And we will stop these predators from doing what they're doing, because we are expanding the eyes and ears out there in every way we can.
That's awesome, and it's more in things like this and awareness. You were talking about a hotline. If somebody happens to be watching, what is a hotline, please, if somebody needs help?
Basically, it is the human trafficking hotline. Pearl's going to look up the number right now, or you can, always go on Google, and it's there. And there's always someone there, to answer. So even to the youth or the young kids, if it's something that you can't talk to your parents about, or you don't feel safe to talk to somebody in school about, then, your rights should be protected, but just call in so that you can get some help.
Okay, great. Well, I'm glad it's called the Human
Trafficking Hotline.
Human Trafficking Hotline. It is 1-888-373-7888. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and I'm so glad you're here at the film festival, and look forward to following you around at other film festivals.
Wonderful.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye, everybody.